Greg Smith and I just returned last Friday from an eye surgery camp in Indonesia, actually on the island of Nias and in the village of Gunung 239 eyes that received sight because of cataract surgeries. Dr. Husni and Dr. Pinto did a remarkable job. In just 2 long days, they did these surgeries. These ladies are fantastic. We've used them for years in doing surgeries, and we have a very low percentage of any kind of post-op infection, and we have a great success rate with the number of people who see well after the surgeries are completed.
My name is Arman, and I come from Gomo. I've been looking for this cataract surgery. It been started when I was like 3 years old, and I got fever, and then when I get 9 years old, I start to be blind and don't see anything at all. So one of our people in our village, then he said, "Oh, Arman, you should come to hospital and see what's going on, because I have my eye surgery. I can see very well now, so you should go to hospital and check your eye."
When we go into Indonesia and on down to Medan, across to Nias or over to Batak land to do eye surgeries, it's a joint venture. Of course, we hope we're venturing with God on this because we believe it's His work that we're doing. But we also venture in a cooperative way with a foundation called Tears. This foundation was founded by Jim Carroll and is still active in Indonesia. The Tears Foundation supply the workforce that we use to screen patients and make sure we have a large number of people who need to have cataract surgery. And under the leadership of a man by the name of Marganda, we find that the patients have been screened very accurately, that they are brought there, that we don't have very many who don't show up, and that we are able to do 200 plus surgeries in 2 days because everything's ready to go. If you were to see how this whole process works, you would see that we engage the hospital workers, we engage the surgical team that has come down from Medan to, in this case, Gunung, and the people that all work together in a very smooth operation.
What is your name? Tehearo Zebua.
Yeah.
Which village you come from? Ezok kami pa.
Desa Biauti, Kacamata, Idanagavu.
Oh, from Biauti village from Idanagawa district. But how wrong operasi dapa? Where did you hear this information about the surgery?
Nola begum bakata ba desa. Rasom jamira dalu bapa bada.
Okay, I hear that there is a eye surgery in villages. Every village they are pronounced in the church. What were you gonna do after the surgery your eyes? Hadia dana nilakukan ay fala operasi rem nanobaga rem. Yeah, the first thing probably, I'm not gonna work because I'm old, but I will take care of my grandchild and granddaughter at least. Hadia nasapa. My name is Saria. After I've done surgery, after I can see again, I will work, make some money to make living. Kami ibu?
Alasa.
Oh, I come from Alasa.
When you see the pictures that Greg has taken in the past and some on this trip of people sitting, maybe 130, 140 of them, one room, all with their eye patches on, all have been examined following their surgery. Now they're being given their medications and they were being dismissed to go home. And you walk through that crowd and receive the gratitude that so many of them give, all of them give. It makes you humble and it fills your heart with joy. There's always stories that we could tell from every one of these trips that would just make you want to be there, make you want to be the one that was rendering some of the aid. But we thank Harris Foundation because this was their trip. And they paid our expenses. They paid for all the expenses of the surgery, including the surgeon's fees, including the supplies and the food that was necessary to feed those patients while they were in the hospital. They paid the hospital fees so that each of them could spend the night there and receive the care that they needed following. It really is more blessed to give than receive. It's the happiest thing you can do, is to give, and you be the one who gets to see the results of your giving. A friend of mine said it's more blessed to stand on the giving side of human need with Jesus Christ than any place on earth, and I believe that. I think that we do receive the kind of joy that the Scriptures speak about, that comes from being with Christ on the giving end of the good things that we can do, the grace that can be handled through us, that really it's an extension of God's grace to His people. And we just are so thankful to be able to give Him the opportunity and the privilege to have the health and the stamina to be able to do this. And we hope we can continue for some years to come.
How long have you been blind? And I already blind for 2 years. And we are coming from Alasa. It's like 100 kilometers away from hospitals. How do you feel after the surgery? Oh, it's really bright and I can see very well. I can see all the face. I just can't believe it. I can see it again. So thank you very much for all this blessing. I cannot pay for this. I know only God will help for everything. So Jesus bless you guys because for helping us.
Danny Kerrigan is also one who has been very interested in the eye surgeries in Nias and Batak land. He has been there by himself to oversee some of these trips, but this year he wasn't able to come because of the tragedy of losing their second son in a car accident just a few weeks ago. Danny and Amanda have been very generous with their money and with their time in seeing that Danny's been able to come on so many of our trips. We hope that he'll be able to be back in service by next March when we do our spring trip into Indonesia.